difference point between Chong An and thought?
The first I didn't understand. What is the difference between
Chong An
and
thought?
Very good. Very good question. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is the difference between thought and Chong An? Excellent, because all these thoughts and Chong An seem to have words. So there's some overlap, right? All right, so here's the difference. I designate thought as T, okay? So as not to write it down so many times. So T is thought. Okay? That's a very rough way of demonstrating our thinking process. So you think, I'm coming to the Dharma talk. I don't know what I will hear. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't like it, maybe I leave early. Then I may go to the restaurant, I may call my friend, or I just go home straight. So a thought gives birth to another thought, sensory perceptions added, another thought, etc., etc., etc. That's thinking. So that's a thought, if you want to isolate one part of it, which is pretty hard. If you look inside, there is no discrete entity as a thought that you can take out of the process. But there is a process with some elements in it which you can recognize, right? If you look inside, it's very interesting. You go closer and closer and more thinking appears. But the Chong An is such that K is the Chong An and parts of the Chong An. So K has a story or a situation, and it results in a question. And this question stops thinking. So how do you survive up on the tree? Or why did Jojo accept one answer and not the other? So the question from the Chong An stops this thinking. We say cut off thinking. And there is this big space of don't know. Okay? We don't know how long that lasts. That's why people meditate in the sonpangs, or at home, or in Zen centers, sonwons. They keep the question, and then this thinking, it doesn't happen so much. It happens a little less, or it doesn't happen at all. So the Chong An, or the Huadu, I'll talk about that later. Original question, what am I, or what is this? It results in don't know because there is no further thought. The paradox stops you. And somehow, later, this don't know has a little child. It's called intuition. Okay? And your intuition throws the answer to the surface, which is the Chong An answer. Here's the Chong An question, after that don't know, and there's the Chong An answer. So that's how you make friends with don't know. Okay? You can do that. If you come to interview to any of our teachers anywhere in the world, in Musangsa here also, or in Providence, or anywhere, or Wonkwangsa in Hungary, or other Zen centers in Europe, or America, or in Korea, we teach you how to use this don't know. Okay, we help you with that. That's our job. Because this don't know is a lifesaver. Because most people, they believe this thinking. They believe they are right, other people are wrong, you know. But when you really attain this don't know, you see that all of this, like time and space, is totally relative. It doesn't have a fixed quality of its own. We assign qualities to it, and we believe in it, and then we have a problem. We identify with it, and then we have a problem. So, Chong An question gives you don't know, and out of this don't know comes the Chong An answer. Isn't this familiar from somewhere? form becomes emptiness, and emptiness becomes form. Thought becomes no thought, and no thought becomes thought. Clear? That's how it works. You're born, you die, you're born, you die. Same here. This is the mind's death. This is the ego's death. Complete don't know, no I. Okay? Here you know. Here you don't know, and you don't even exist here. And here you have this answer and you're happy, and etc. Then you get the next question. So again, it's a cycle. You go back to the beginning. Okay? Now, the Huadu doesn't have an answer. What am I does not have an answer. But the Huadu helps the Kongan. So in our school, we don't ask the Kongan always all the time, although it's possible. But we have the Kongan in our minds. And we use the Huadu to make this don't know bigger. Okay? And the Kongan is kind of here. And the Huadu is making this don't know function. And then suddenly the Kongan answer appears. Okay? For instance, you get this question, how do you stay alive up on the tree, right? And you really don't know how to deal with this. And you are really upset. And you don't like it. And you want to go away from it. So anytime you recall that Kongan, you can develop some serious opposite thinking to it. So, you don't irritate yourself always all the time. You put it into your subconscious. And you use your Huadu, this what am I, to keep your don't know mind strong and clear. And then this don't know mind digests the Kongan, and the Kongan answer appears, boom, overnight, one moment, after 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, nobody knows. Okay? Why is this so useful? Because this don't know is our point to freedom. Freedom from our dualistic, thinking. Freedom from our I. Otherwise, why do it? It's not another crossword puzzle. It's the gateway to liberation, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's so cherished in our tradition. And that's what partly got me to Zen. I was really irritated that I don't know. I don't know the answer. And I wanted to know. And it's very healthy that people want to know. But if they want to know, they have to attain this don't know mind. Okay? Very important point.